Good morning everyone, my name is Miguel Espejel. In this video I'm going to be introducing how to descale a unit. So as you can see, the suction pressure is 83 psi, head pressure is 368 psi. At this point I have a thermocouple installed on the return water, which is water leaving the water source heat pump. The temperature in the water is 146.8 degrees leaving water temperature. Water coming in is 80 degrees. So this is Jonathan. He's going to be showing you how to introduce a chemical into the bucket descaler. The chemical that we're using is called Redline. So he's going to be opening the bucket right now and introducing the chemical into it. This is a 5-ton water source heat pump, which takes about 2 to 2.5 gallons of chemical to descale this unit. He's just going to put the cover back on right now and lock it in place. And we're going to be connecting the hoses. And I'm going to pause it, that way the video is not too long. So basically you're going to connect the hoses. Alright, he's double checking the connection to make sure it's nice and tight. So this is what we're going to be doing. We're going to be disconnecting the hoses out of the unit. We're going to, right now the unit's running, so we're going to turn the unit off, disconnect the hoses so we can tap into the system. Alright, so Jonathan's going to be shutting off the valves at this point to make sure that you have no water flow coming from the cooling tower. And then he's going to be disconnecting the lines. Almost every single one of them out there. Your water coming in is from the bottom. It pushes the water in and then comes out to the top. So you want to do the same way. That way we're going to clean the sensor. So that you see up there, that's actually the water flow sensor. On the ones that we've seen previously, they're actually pretty plugged up. So that's why we're leaving the sensor in between, so the chemical will clean it as it goes through the system. It's going to clean the whole entire system, basically. So he's going to make sure that the connections are nice and tight for both the return and the supply water. Once everything's connected, make sure everything's nice and tight, we're going to go ahead and turn the pump on. Okay, so now we're going to be turning the pump on to be introducing the chemical into the system. So as you can see, the chemicals going in, and it's going to start coming out from the top once the chemical starts flowing through. And you can hear the pump that is struggling to pump chemical through the system. In fact, a couple of times that we've done it already, the pump was shut off for a second because there's just too much pressure basically. We're going to be spraying the chemical in. We're going to leave it here for about an hour. What you can do, you can test the chemical. Your pH is 1 to 2 parts per million for when the chemical is still in a good state. Once it goes to 4 to 5 parts per million, the chemical is done, is doing its job, and is no longer working. Now you're just basically flowing water through it. So that's pretty much it. Once you're done, you're gonna basically disconnect the lines. You're gonna rinse everything. We're gonna backwash the whole system. The strainer sits right here. We're gonna open up the strainer, clean it out because that one's also plugged. It's also plugged. So once we're done with the system, we're gonna be cleaning the strainer, making sure it's nice and clean. We're gonna backwash the system. We're gonna connect the hoses. We're gonna open up the strainer. We're gonna open up the valve on top, pump the water out through the strainer. So this is a strainer that we removed. As you can see, it's 100% plugged. The unit is completely clean. This is where the strainer was removed from. So this is your supply water. So we're back. As you can see, the unit has been descaled. The strainer is back in place. The unit is back online. So the head pressure went from 360 psi to 206 psi. The suction pressure went from 80 psi to 65.1 psi. As you can see, the thermocouple is still on my return water. The temperature of the return water is 91.2 degrees. Once again, the water coming into the unit is 80 degrees. So right now at this point we have 11.2 degree split. So everything's back together, unit's back online, and basically that's pretty much it. The unit's working good.